the Brooklyn Nets are the first game of the double header yesterday on TNT. Brooklyn Nets playing a second game without KD. Right, KD's out with an MCL sprain, I believe, and he's out for at least a month. Kind of similar to last year. And they went against the defending Eastern Conference champions, Boston Celtics, who swept them last year. And it was a close game, but then the Celtics won by 11. I think it was 109. Sorry, 109 to 98. All right. So,
Mm-hmm.
Tomo, how many games? So, KD supposed to be out for a month. All right. He's supposed to be reevaluated in 2 weeks, but they saying like a month. So, how many games, or like far as percentage wise, you can talk about particular? How many games you think they can win without KD?
Just going off the top of my head, I think they'll probably lose maybe 3 games. You know, 3, 4, because it's an NBA schedule. I mean, it's an NBA season. You never know what happens. You know, injuries happen here and there. But to me, I think the Nets are in a good place. Uh, they got they got rid of the coach who wasn't a coach, and then they started winning. You know, like we
Mm-hmm.
always the beginning of the season and in the off season, we always said, "What about the Nets?" There's 3 things we know for certain: KD may get hurt, Kyrie's going to do something where he doesn't want to play, and they need a new coach. You know, no one ever talked too much about Ben Simmons because we like let's just let Ben Simmons figure himself out. But those 3 things were guaranteed always going to be on the ticker somewhere. Guess what happens? They fired the coach. They started winning. Kyrie's situation, he said sorry. He came back. Never said anything else about it. He only talks sports now. They're winning. KD getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever want to see people get hurt, but he's getting older in age. And something about people that's 6'7" and above, you know, their bodies just start breaking down on them. Look at Porzingis, look at AD. Like, I don't think you should be that tall and just move the way they move in the NBA. And that's just why most injuries occur. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying he don't eat right. I'm not saying he don't work out. I don't know. I'm not a trainer. But now that I got those 2 things out the way, the Nets are trending upwards. Like, if you watch some of their games, the team morale is back. Say yeah, it is. It is going to be good for the role play. That's definitely true. But one thing I do want everybody to look out for is this Ben Simmons and Kyrie, this duo now. Because remember we were talking about remember when James Harden showed up and it was James Harden and Kyrie and was like, how is this going to work? Because they both got to have a ball. Now Ben Simmons and Kyrie may be the perfect duo. You might see something out there. The Nets play good defense. Royce O'Neal, if he's hot, he's hot. If he's not, he's not. They kind of remind me of the Cavs when they won that when LeBron went back, but there's no LeBron out there because if Ben Simmons could get 20 points, then it would be LeBron and Kyrie. Then we would have something to be scared of because Royce O'Neal kind of reminds me of J.R. Smith. Like when he's on, he's on. When he's off, you just like stop giving him the ball. Just stop giving him the ball. But long story short, I think they could win. I think that they're not going to tank in the standings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think the Nets could be they'll be all right. I look at their schedule. It's they play like 4 playoff teams. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
currently in the playoffs right now. Uh, well, before, like you said, they won a big winning streak. They got rid of their coach, and then they recently won 16 out of 17 games. They won a 12-game winning streak, and the team they lost was the Celtics. But then they lost their last game with KD against the Bulls. But I look at their schedule. The only playoff teams they play that's currently in the playoff position is Golden State, Philly, Boston again, Clippers, and Philly again, and maybe in New York. That's it. All the way up to February 13th. So I think that they can go like win, like let's say not 500, maybe like 60% of their games they can win probably without KD, depending on how long he's going to be out. But I look at that game yesterday. The Nets got so much better with the new coaching. The defense got better. Yesterday was a close game up until the fourth quarter. The Celtics went on a run, and the Nets couldn't recover from it. But they won the 20. They outscored the Nets 25-16. But allowing 25 points in today's NBA is actually good. It's still good
Mm.
defensively. It's just that they couldn't score. They scored 16 points. But right now, the Nets are fourth in defensive rating, which was a Achilles heel for them defensively, right? They can score. We know that. Nothing but the Nets, right? Nothing but Nets. They can score. But right now fourth defensively, defensive rating. They're 18th in defensive rebound. Now, Tomo, that sounds like kind of a below average, which it is, but they were worse than that. They were like 27, 28 in defensive rebound. They got so much better. in that. So that's a good sign. And this surprised me right here. They're first in blocks. All right, they're
About
first in
time.
blocks right now. So that and they're undersized. So that's pretty good right there. So like Javon said, I put that in my notes. This is an opportunity for people like T.J. Warren to get good in the offense. People like Ben Simmons to get more aggressive. I know he had 0 points yesterday. Got to be more aggressive when it comes to scoring. All right, I'm just a true believer of that. But I think by the time KD comes back, they will be a much better team because they have a better coach for this team. So I think Nash was more like a coordinator, more of a head coach. He knows stuff, but you gotta be able to manage egos like these guys. And Von been around for a while, and he's been with this team for a while too. So I think that's gonna be good without KD.
Like man, my man name is Jacques Vaughn. Like when you hear that name on paper and then he walk in, you like, wait, you not Jacques Vaughn. Like, hold on. But also, I mean, come on, man. People say me and Kyrie look alike, so I'm rooting for Kyrie. I'm going with that, man.
I
That's
never
why
heard that.
yeah.
So you said it, I saw it.
That's why I started the show with the straight monotone voice, man. But yeah, Ben, you definitely got to be more assertive. Also like the fact that he didn't just take himself out the game though, because with Ben, if he wasn't scoring in seven with the 76ers, he would just take himself out. The fact that he was still with the rebounds and assisting,
Going
that
down,
shows
yeah.
that shows a sign.
And he's playing good defensively too. Jason Tatum didn't. Well, he wasn't on Jason Tatum the whole game, but the times he was on, he did a good job. And but he was throwing dimes. He,
Yes.
he was throwing dimes. Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, Javon. Yeah, on a fast break, he let Harris go right in front of him. That was
But
crazy. Yeah, he has to be more aggressive, man. That's all that is. If he's aggressive, and then I'm not saying like shoot. You don't want to shoot, that's okay. Go to the cup. Like be aggressive when you get the
yeah.
ball. But one thing I like about him, when he's a great rebounder, so when he gets the rebound, he's pushing it. He's pushing it and he be throwing dimes. So
So I mean, like we said, he's trending upward, which is a good sign.
mm-hmm.
So shout out
The
to
next
Jacques
man,
Vaughn, man.
be careful, man. The Nets looking sweet. They're looking good.
They ain't winning a
All right.
ring though.
All right. Well, we'll talk about the playoffs when the playoffs come. All right, y'all. So thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.